Hello and welcome back, guys. We've got our lead card from round 3 of the Green Mountain Championship. We are the back 9 here, and it is BigSexy commentary back again. Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
Yeah, beautiful weather, 77 degrees, almost no wind to speak of, 77% humidity. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful weather. Yeah, I think I got the 77% humidity wrong because I just said 77 degrees. Either way,
it was pretty humid though, I will say that.
It wasn't so bad. No, it wasn't.
Maybe not for a Charlotte
Not
guy.
like, yeah, I'm a Charlotte guy, so humidity means a lot to me, but these guys just torched the front 9.
Yeah, they did.
Ricky 7 down. Nate just playing Nate golf, kind of slow in the front, steady, but I think he's poised to shoot a good back 9.
Here is hole 10, downhill 410 feet. Ricky is pretty short there. Got away from him a little bit, hitting those trees high right. It's a good mid-range play. You just need the disc to go straight and just glide. If this stays turned over, it's going to be fantastic. But I think it's just going to end up pretty good.
Oh, that's really good. Inside the circles, that's huge. And you mentioned on the front 9 coverage, you think hole 4 is the prettiest hole in the course. I challenge you.
This one is nice.
I think this is the prettiest hole, maybe on the complex.
This is a very nice hole, I will admit.
And MJ is throwing a comment here. He's got it turned over, but he catches some foliage, and he's going to be just outside the circle. He's going to see whether or not he has the tree in the way.
And Nate going with the mid-range. This looks pretty great. Can it come back a little bit?
Oh, yeah, she's got a little fight in there.
Yeah, in the circle.
And that's another putt. That tree is just going to make things a little bit dicey.
Yeah. Ricky from way downtown.
And he's made putts like that before, but not this time.
Gets a good stop there. He'll have an easy par.
Oh, and there's no tree in the way for MJ. I expect him to give this a good run.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
that qualifies as a good run.
Yeah. Just the best spin putter maybe I've ever seen.
Yeah. And Nate from a knee.
Oh, yeah.
Nice putt there.
The tree was in the way. Nate says, I'm not worried about that tree. Executes a great putt. Keeps it just over the rim with a little bit of nose up.
And I like that's a veteran move to walk under the branch so all the fans know how tough that putt was.
3 birdies on hole 10. That's impressive.
It is. Ricky in for par. And I think with that, Nate will have retaken the lead.
Yeah, Ricky had a storming front 9 to catch Nate, but that birdie gives him 1 stroke of separation. And Michael Johansen, Cale Leiviska, only 1 stroke back of Ricky.
Here we are at hole 11, a 615-foot downhill par 4. I'm told it's possible to get an eagle look here with the perfect backhand really finishing down this hill, but what you really want to do is just see the disc move slightly right and stop right about here in this grassy area. Then you've just got these big trees that you have to test with your upshot, hopefully sneak around them and get yourself an easy birdie.
I'm curious what the elevation drop is on this hole because it just seems like shots are landing 500 feet from the tee regularly. And, no one's trying to throw a 500-foot throw here. They're just trying to guide it through the fairway.
Mm-hmm.
And Cale has put himself in a pretty bad spot. Anything early is going to make the hole pretty difficult to par.
If this turns enough.
Yeah. I think it's turning enough.
Oh, this is big.
Oh, this is really big. Wow.
That's going to be borderline jump putt.
Yeah.
100 feet from the pin, perhaps.
That's just how you make this hole easy. And look at this. Nate's going with his trusty buzz here. I don't want any business throwing fairway drivers. Just get me in the middle of the fairway. I'll figure it out from there.
He's not quite in the middle, but I think he will have an opportunity to make birdie. A little bit of a turnover from there, probably. Ricky going to go forehand.
And the forehand play is nice because you can make that initial gap, but it's really difficult to stay in the fairway unless you get a fortunate break, as he has here. There's just really no way to flip it up and continue that path of the fairway.
You can never get down there as far as MJ is.
Oh, and Cale has put himself in another bad spot. He's kicked even further into the rough this time.
Oh, no. Still Cale?
He's still out. He needs the... Oh, goodness.
And that's drifting on him, and this is looking like a bogey, and the first bogey we've seen today.
The first mistake on the card, unless he comes up with something huge for his fourth shot, he's going to be looking at taking a 5 at best.
I'm not going to count him out yet, but we'll see where he's at. And that's a fantastic shot from a little bit out of position, sliding it right into the circle.
Another veteran move there. He wasn't trying to throw an overstable disc that would flex back and go straight towards the basket. He knew the biggest gap in the fairway was going to be off to the right side, plays off to that right side, and just gives himself a look.
Ricky does the same, hitting that right side gap, puts the brakes on, and he's right there in the circle as well. MJ, as we thought, just jump putting up to the basket, content to just lay one in there smoothly for the easiest birdie on the card.
Now, I don't know how it was done yesterday, but there was a 2 on this hole by Matt Bell.
Wow.
From Santa Cruz, California. A 2016 world champion putter.
Oh, yeah.
So
that'll help you.
And there's a great birdie there from Nate Doss.
And Cale is looking like he may lose 2 strokes to the entire card here. Ricky is in for birdie. MJ is just a formality from 5 feet.
I'm so happy to see MJ doing well so people can see when we're in North Carolina what we're going against. I mean, people are like, you lost to Michael Johansen? I'm like, yeah, I lost to Michael Johansen. That guy's good.
I lost to him with my head held high.
Yeah, exactly. I was happy to lose to him.
By only 4.
MJ beat me one time. I got second place in the tournament. He beat me by 21 strokes.
That hurts.
It does hurt. It hurts really bad.
Hole 12 is a par 3 downhill just slightly to the left at 360 feet. You're going to want to throw, as a right-hander, a backhand mid-range on a little bit of hyzer, but you'd like to see the disc kind of straighten through the flight and come to rest pretty flat to minimize any kind of skip, because there is a bit of a drop-off behind the basket.
And the disc golf club took out several trees here on the green, a lot of tiny trees that were just kind of pesky, and I like what they did here. I mean, there's a lot of places on the course they made it more difficult by taking baskets back. Here they felt like we want to give you a fair gap to hit here and not necessarily hit one of these tiny random trees.
I remember last year there was a really small tree just maybe 5 or 6 feet from the basket, and I actually missed a putt due to it, and that is gone now. I like to see that the green is a little bit more open so you can putt from mostly all sides.
And nice shot there from Nate, and this looks like a really nice shot from Ricky. And almost gives it an ace run. Well, he doesn't almost give it an ace run. He gave it an ace run.
Nate's shot bounced around a little, but it found its way down there pretty close. And Cale looking to rebound after that bogey. It looks like he is doing just that. This is probably one of the better drives in the group.
And rebound he has. He's inside 25 feet or so.
Very nice.
And we're going to have 4 solid looks at birdie here. And this being the furthest drive away is pretty impressive. Just there are a number of trees, and look at this. There's just a smoke trail coming from this guy's putter. This is unreal.
Oh, man. From 40, he's good.
And, yeah, there's just enough big trees down here by the gap that you're going to see at least one person hit it. But that doesn't bother MJ in the slightest, and we are on our way to perhaps having a star frame on hole 12.
Really nice putt from Rick there. Also just outside the circle, I think. Cale from that 25-ish range. Ooh, a little high, but it's good.
Elevator.
Always love to see those drop. And Nate is also in for the birdie. A star frame we did see. Pretty impressive stuff on this hole. Not as easy as they are making it look.
Look at these rounds here. Through 12 holes, Ricky and MJ are both 9 under. And it's just like, oh, Cale and Nate are 7 under.
Yeah, pedestrian 7.
Ugh.
Hole 13 is a par 4, 169 meters or 555 feet. Actually, both. And the shot is a right-moving backhand or forehand, whatever you want to use, but it needs to stay over the gravel road as far down as possible. The very best shots you're going to see are just across that bridge. And then you've got to navigate a pretty tight little tunnel.
Uh-oh.
Chipmunk Gate.
Chipmunk Gate 2017 MJ edition.
Oh, and he just misses the chipmunk.
Oh, no.
Just over the chipmunk's head. Oh,
look at that.
Wow.
The chipmunk has played its spell once again on MJ. He's caught the V tree. Fortunately, he's going to be in the middle of the fairway. He's going to have a long look at the tightly, newly moved back basket on hole 13.
MJ doesn't hate many things. I mean, maybe one, and it's chipmunks. He's a generally very easygoing guy.
Chipmunks and bogeys, and they usually come with one another.
Yeah, they're related. Ricky going with a forehand.
Ooh,
is it around? No.
Not quite. That tree just leans out just enough. If that had been 5 inches lower, he had been around the corner and probably near that bridge.
And Cale needs this to get flippy. Looks like it is.
He's
great shot.
That was a
great kick.
Great backhand sidearm that Cale throws.
MJ, it's got kind of a tricky shot here, but if there's anybody who can lace that.
Wow, he is. What? Oh my goodness. That was incredibly fortunate.
I'm not going to say he laced it, but he's parked.
He just maybe reversed the chipmunk curse.
He loves chipmunks now.
Wow. And Ricky getting another one of those Ricky kicky rolly whatevers.
Good old Ricky kicky roller. And there's Cale with the backhand. Wow.
And the ground play for this approach is so difficult. I love that they've moved this basket back, but this ground play with the roots has made this approach so difficult. You have the low ceiling, and you have the roots and the stumps in the way, so it's kind of, you have to throw the in-between shot that you see Nate throw right there perfectly.
Wow, hits the pole.
And Cale's still got inside the circle somehow, so he's got to look, but it's pretty tricky.
Oh, just short.
And he threw such a great-looking approach. It was really bad luck to catch that root and kick left.
Was. Ricky right in the center. Nice birdie there.
And it looks like, I've just noticed this round alone, it looks like he's taken some pace off his putt from what we have traditionally seen from Ricky. A little bit more lofty, a little up and down action as opposed to the more line drive, direct slingshot putt that we are more accustomed to seeing from Ricky.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, it could just be from his experiences with all the spit outs he's had lately.
Cale ripped that one into the basket. A little bit of frustration showing. Perhaps MJ incredibly close to the basket from where he was.
Wow.
3 birdies and the 1 par from Cale. Nate still with the 1-shot lead over Rick.
Lifetime warranty, and 1% back to the planet. Tempercraft USA. Temper your thirst.
Hole 14, par 3, 260 feet uphill, a little bit more uphill than I give it credit for, I feel like. This hole you kind of have to throw a little bit firm. Right side of these first 2 trees is ideal. Likely fairway driver for a little bit of kind of left finish. A mid maybe a little too straight, but you could also see a pretty overstable mid work here, I think.
Yeah, I've seen everything from straight mid to overstable driver thrown with a lot of anhyzer just to hit this gap. And MJ has uncharacteristically hit the tree in the middle. But it looked like he had a slightly faster disc in his hand. I think he was throwing
I think
a fairway
maybe
driver.
That Undertaker or something.
I mean, Undertaker, maybe heat. I know he likes the heat a lot. And this is wide, and Nate catches a tree. He's going to be about 40-something feet. This is just showing the technicality of this hole. I mean, it's only the 5th hardest hole in the course in terms of scoring average, but there's a lot of trees, and you really have to throw a perfectly executed shot.
Nice little kick, then a Ricky tricky backwards
kicky roller thingy.
Yeah, that's tough, but he should be still pretty close to the basket.
I love it.
And Cale around the tree. This is perfect.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
Skipping right up to the pin. Hit me with a scoring average here anyway, because I'm curious about this hole. I feel like it's harder. It plays a little harder than it should.
And the scoring average is 2.65.
Okay, well, I'm just struggling then.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's the 4th easiest hole in the course. But I mean, that's got to just be because it's pretty short, 260 feet. But it probably plays. You have to throw.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be a disastrous bogey, but MJ not interested in all with doing any of that.
This guy's a dragon.
He's in.
He is a putting dragon right now. He is ascended from normal human being into a dragon of putting wizardry. Where is his triangle cap? This is unbelievable. His putter has not hit the ground.
I haven't seen it.
Unbelievable.
I don't expect to see it.
No.
Cale with a nicely done birdie there. Perfect drive, no trees. That's how you want to see it done. 2 birdies, 2 pars, and again, Nate and Ricky are tied for the tournament.
Ricky 11 down through 14. I mean, why would you par those 3 holes? I just go 14 through 14.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Ugh.
From a strategy perspective.
Yeah, you want to birdie them all, I feel like.
Hole 15 is a par 3, kind of an island fairway, we've been calling it. So it's one of the more treacherous holes on the course because if you land outside that rock wall on the left, you're going to a drop zone that isn't particularly friendly.
Yeah, there are big numbers to be had on this hole. I mean, not that long, 360 feet, but there were 3. There were 3 triple bogeys during the 3rd round.
Wow, Ricky missed his line pretty badly there. I think just playing for a layup, but he ends up hitting the trees, and he's going to have to go to the drop zone. It is a bogey at best.
Yeah, that play there, the forehand play is just to get inbound, and it is a bonus birdie, to say the least, I feel like, to get this one. The angle is pretty tricky, and the hillside is sloping away from the basket, and there are these pine trees here that make the putting. I mean, MJ's going to almost have no putt from there, even with this wizard hat.
If he makes that.
Yeah, if he does, I'm walking out of the commentary booth.
All right, I can handle this by myself if I have to. Nate, this is a pretty big moment from a momentum standpoint, even though clearly there's a lot of holes to go. I mean, look at what Nate is doing here with Ricky on the ropes, taking a bogey. Wow. For sure, Nate has put it down here in birdie range. Could possibly open up a 2-stroke lead late in the round.
Ricky goes to the Anheuser harp here and put that right under the basket pretty much.
Perfectly thrown, limiting the damage to just one bogey stroke.
What's he lining up here?
Ooh, okay. Man.
His putter has officially hit the ground, folks. I don't know if that counts, though.
Yeah, that was questionably a putt.
On the stats, that's going to show a missed putt inside the circle.
Was he in? Maybe.
I don't know.
Cale, great birdie.
I just, it's weird, like to count that as a missed putt, though.
I know.
It's like, that's just unfair.
And Nate, for 2-stroke lead, is in.
Huge putt from Cale as well. Those are, like I said, that's a bonus birdie. You feel great with a 3 on this hole. A 2 is just outstanding.
Absolutely. And MJ taps in his par. We got the 1 bogey, 2 birdies, and the 1 par for MJ. Hole 16 is a downhill par 3 coming in at 400 feet. A little high on the luck factor for my taste. I feel like a turnover backhand or a forehand is the good play, but then once you get down here, just gotta play the bounces right because it's very rare, I would think, to see a shot that doesn't hit any trees or rocks or roots and do something kind of crazy down here by the green.
Yeah, if you go the left side route, it's easy to get past the basket. If you go inside route, you have to get lucky through some trees. It looks like Cale is going to be pushing that inside route. There is one narrow gap, and you see that he just almost threads it perfectly, catches the bottom of the tree, kicks out. He's going to be, 45, 50 feet away.
Yeah, I threw this hole yesterday. I missed my line, but I didn't hear it hit any trees, and I said, hopefully that's 1 foot away, jokingly, and then it was.
Oh, well, there you go.
But it wasn't a good shot, so that tells you kind of how the hole is kind of heavily reliant on some good bounces.
It absolutely is. And the better the shot you throw, the better luck you're going to have. But,
Yeah.
I mean, MJ's throwing his banger GT on this hole. He just is going for the disc that he thinks he can hit the gap the best with.
And there's just no telling if you're going to get a skip, or you're going to get a stump, you're going to get a rock. Just keep it in bounds. Play a shot that could reach the basket if you're fortunate. This is what Ricky's doing here.
And
Has an opportunity to get there, but it
kind of gets a Anheuser kick, but doesn't look like he's too far away. But he's going to have about 74 trees in the way on his putt.
Yeah. Nate, fortunate to have the gap straight at the basket at least.
Can give this a bit of a run here. And if there's one critique that, if anyone from the tournament staff is listening to this video, if there's one piece of advice I could give, it would be to maybe clear up some of this ground play. If there was something we could do to improve this course before Worlds in 2018, it's just, if you can clear up some of this ground play just a bit, make it a little bit more consistent for some of these shots that are coming right down the fairway.
Ooh, Cale, almost. Yeah, that's a tough job to do, but if it can be done,
Exactly.
that is
it's not something that anyone expects, but if it's done, it would make this course just a little bit.
Oh, Rick, just off the left. Nearly cards a birdie.
And this was let's see, I think that was the fourth hardest hole on the course, and it's just because there's so few birdies. I mean, there's actually 21 birdies out of the 125 players. 17% of the field is getting twos on this hole. But like you said, I'm sure a lot of that is just a decent shot with some good breaks and maybe some good long putts as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was telling my group that at the Elite Pro level, I find that hole to be about 70% luck.
And
all pars for our group. And we move on to hole 17, just 2 holes left to play. 17 is a par 4 that follows the gravel road all the way to the basket, 530 feet. You need to throw a straight shot off the tee. Ideally, you can take a huge skip left if you break the disc at the right time, and you can get way up the fairway. Your next shot is sort of a little touchy up shot just to kind of get around these trees and find your way to the bark chips for a putt.
And this is a race to the finish now. We're finishing on the third easiest hole here on 17. 18 is the 5th easiest hole in the course. So going birdie finish here is huge to maintain that momentum and also stay jockey in position heading into the final round.
Yeah, definitely. Nate going driver here. This looks great. If that makes the corner, it's, man, it was almost ideal.
Oh, wow.
Great dodge.
That's impressive work there. He says, I'm okay.
I will live.
Oh, and there's Nate's impersonation of what just happened.
And MJ going with a little flip up. Can this get the corner?
Looking good, but
it snuck through.
Oh, yeah.
Snuck through.
Just probably about 6 or 7 feet tighter than he'd like to throw there, but gets the good break. He's going to be looking at the basket for a pretty easy approach shot.
And Ricky, oh shoot, he hits a tree, and he's going to have a tricky escape from there. Ricky's lining up to get out. Oh boy, what the heck, Richard?
What has he done?
That isn't great, but this is borderline great.
No.
He's going to have a tough shot.
I'd say that's not borderline great from where he was.
You're right. You're right. I was too hopeful. Cale from a tough lie to a tougher lie. Yikes.
That skip has taken him out of position. He's going to be deep in the woods there.
Can this turn over? That is pretty great. Angle control through the trees. Wow. Absolutely parked. That's a birdie.
Spoiler alert, he's going to make that putt.
Yeah.
And MJ, I'm going to give him 100% chance of making that putt.
Yeah, that's generous. It's good.
And Cale's got probably 80 feet or so from where he is.
He's got a little bit of a line. Oh, no way!
Yes!
Oh, man, the eagle is gliding in.
Oh, and he's airborne on his way to the basket. The flight wings are out.
Unbelievable putt. Here's Ricky to save par. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, back to back.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, man.
They're showing off now.
Incredible.
Look at that par save.
Look at the gallery. That's a show for those guys.
Wow.
Boring.
Yeah. Ugh. Throw it worse for your second shot next time, MJ.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Boo!
I hate seeing tap-ins.
Wow, even those guys are shocked. 3 birdies, and Ricky with a highlight par save there.
Wow.
After some tough shots on his first 2. All right, the finishing hole, hole 18 at Brewster Ridge, straightaway par 3, 345 feet, pretty narrow line. This bush in the middle makes the shot pretty difficult. I think the best play is sort of just a very, very straight backhand, maybe just a little bit of right movement, and then finish on the end.
Yeah, 350 feet, 345 feet or so. Not that difficult to throw the fairway driver there, but that bush is right in the way of the preferred flight. So you'll see a lot of players throw just a little bit of any angle with a fairway driver, just as Cale's done here.
Fantastic shot from Cale. Looks like we've got a mid-range queued up from Doss.
And that could have even been a mid-range, maybe an M4 from Cale.
Possible.
And that's a little bit of nose up there from Nate to avoid that bush, and we cannot draw up a more perfect shot there.
Man.
I was going to say, if I expect to see a FollowFlight here before they even put it up here. And
should have said it, man. Should have said it. I don't believe you.
Well, that's just... that's
well thrown.
Easy disc golf.
Yeah.
Disc golf at its easiest right there is just throwing the buzz straight over that bush and just letting it fade in. Perfect.
MJ going with the driver. A little bit left, but that he has proven he can make that putt 100 times in a row. And Ricky with a mid. A little heavy on the hyzer, but it flips perfectly.
Just clips the top of that bush. He is in 120% Ricky range.
Can MJ do it one last time? I'm going to guess yes.
Oh, my goodness.
He's excited about that one. Beautiful. Amazing round with the putter for MJ.
How is his putter not melted?
Had to be 5 or 6 outside the circle.
Oh, and taking its time to drift in. Mach X has some interesting situations happen with those little cross chains in the middle, but we're going to have a star frame.
In, Ricky is in, and Nate is in, and that is an amazing round from our group. Let's count the under par here. It is quite a few.
Let's do some quick math here. We have MJ at 12, and the rest of the group at 11. That's 45 under par.
45 under par for the group. Good luck, Germ and Nate, on the second card. You guys are inadequate players this week.
Look at this. Look at the separation here between the top 4 and then 5th place. We have 5 strokes. These guys are just separating themselves in unique ways, playing fantastic disc golf. Through 3 rounds, 4 players, 54 holes, a combined total of 10 bogeys. Nate Doss, 0 bogeys through 3 rounds.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, supporting the coverage. Thank you to the PDGA. Thanks to Fancy Dave Clancy for the stats again. Really great to have his help. And we will catch you guys for the final round from Fox Run. Don't miss it. It is going to be a show.
Yeah, I can't wait to bring it to you guys. Thanks for tuning in.